Coming up, construction that has closed Waverly Avenue for days has reached a positive turn. Find out how Syracuse students are affected.
And a rise in underage DWI arrests has New York State cracking down. CitrusTV reporter Chris Venzon will tell you what local bar owners are doing to help stop underage drinking.
We saw some winter high temperatures earlier in the week, but will we be seeing any more 60-degree days anytime soon? I'll let you know in my full weather forecast.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
All of Waverly Avenue is open tonight. Construction crews just finished fixing a pipe that burst earlier this week. The construction went on for 2 days. Good evening, I'm Zach Lang.
And I'm Gilat. Melamed. Water in Watson Hall was fully restored just before 3 this afternoon. Residents had previously been given water bottles to drink. The Department of Public Works said that they could not give a timetable for when the construction would be completed. Citrus TV will keep you updated as this story develops. And new at 6 tonight, if you've seen more safety signs lately, it's part of a new initiative. The Department of Public Safety, Student Association, and Graduate Student Organization recently teamed up to install 50 new resource signs on off-campus areas. The project costs more than $4,000 and provides phone numbers for DPS, SU Ambulance, and 911. The SU Office of Alumni Engagement is hosting a new event series focused on connecting young graduates with great opportunities. These GoPro events, short for Generation Orange, are networking events in cities along the East Coast that hope to expand the Syracuse network. These series focuses on teaching millennials skills such as finance, travel hacks, and how to network. For more information on GoPro events, check out the Generation Orange website.
The last informal dining hall focus group just wrapped up moments ago. These sessions were by auxiliary services to learn about what current students feel about the food on campus as well as the meal plan structure. Changes already requested include dining halls hours, expanding, as well as higher quality food. SA plans to take action based on the feedback from students that attended these informal sessions. And SU will be hosting an intra-university transfer fair for students looking to switch their major or home college. The fair will take place on Tuesday, February 19th from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. in the Shine Student Center and will feature representatives from all of the university's colleges. Students will be able to ask questions as well as learn about academic requirements needed to transfer.
Students have 5 days left to voluntarily opt into two-factor authentication for their SYR email accounts. Starting February 12th, the university will begin automatically activating the two-factor system, which requires you to use both your password and a second factor to access your email. So Gilat, the weather's been a little bit up and down recently. You know, sometimes it's cold and snowing, and then it is kind of fairly decent today. A little bit cold though, but not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. There was some rain. I don't know if it was rain. Maybe you should call it a mist. But Citrus TV weather reporter Adam Sperling's here to tell us a little bit about what we're going to see tomorrow.
That's right. Taking a look outside right now, it's about 47 degrees, the warmest it's been in a little bit. And we're going to be seeing some wind picking up overnight as well as some light rain. So what's that going to look like for tomorrow? We're going to be seeing about 38 degrees when we get into the morning, as well as a little bit of rain residual on the floor on the streets. It's going to be wet when we get there. And in addition, I will have your 5-day forecast and what you should wear to the Boston College game all in my full weather forecast. Zach, Gilat, back to you.
Thanks, Adam. And as those temperatures continue to fluctuate throughout the winter, the zoo here in Syracuse is tasked with keeping the animals warm and safe. CitrusTV reporter Lianza Reyes tells us what the zoo does with the animals once it gets cold.
When going somewhere, like the zoo, it's pretty easy to keep warm.
But for friendly neighborhood animals, the process of keeping warm might be a little bit different.
Ted Fox, the director of Rosamond Gifford Zoo, says that when choosing which animals come to Syracuse, they have to be ready to acclimate to the weather.
Many of the animals, whenever we bring a new animal to this zoo or any accredited zoo, there's a lot of process of exploration about what the species is and do we have the expertise here, and most importantly, is the climate that we're in appropriate for those species.
So, what species can adjust to the cold weather of Syracuse? Fox says that the red panda, for example, loves the cold. Well, they might also love the attention. The snow leopard, too, is used to colder climates. For cases like the recent polar vortex, more precautions are taken.
Certainly. In the case of this last week that it was so exceptionally, with wind chills 30 below, We took a little bit extra precaution, and some of the animals we just didn't let out that day. They stayed in their night houses where it was a little warmer.
Whether or not you might be a furrier friend, a sea critter, or a gentle giant, the zookeepers definitely find a way to make sure you stay warm and comfy, even through feeding you more during the winter.
Higher fat percentage or energy percentage in the diet that they're given, the type meat that they get. Similar with the elephants, they might get more grain and more hay. To put them a little weights we always try in the fall, just like they would in the wild.
Fox says it's different for each animal's needs. But one thing is for sure, the zoo keeps everyone safe even when temperatures are way below zero. Lianza Reyes, CitrusTV News.
Thanks, Lianza. Now, new details in the West Genesee scandal. The West Genesee Central School District has appointed a new interim superintendent and a substitute high school principal. This change follows allegations that former Superintendent Chris Brown was involved in a romantic affair. Brown's wife claims that the executive principal was the employee involved. Retired Chittenango Superintendent Michael Shido will take over Brown's position. And the 111th Syracuse Auto Expo starts today. The Syracuse Automobile Dealers Association is hosting the expo. Over 50,000 people are expected to attend the 4-day show, and visitors can see more than 300 vehicles at the on-center. Car dealers and manufacturers are displaying the latest car models and technology.
Underage drinking affects us all. In 2017, a spike in minors with DWI arrests sparked action from New York State. Here's Chris Venzon with an update on the crackdown's progress.
Hey, what's going on, man? What are we doing? What's going on? All right, you gotta show me your IDs.
I promise I'm 21, I promise.
Oh, really? What a surprise, because I totally haven't seen you guys in any of my senior level classes.
It really helps to have a friend in the bouncer business, especially when that friend is Dallas Haskins.
Around midnight to 1 a.m., make a ton of friends. Hey, what's going on? I do remember.
At Syracuse University, Haskins has captained the club rugby team, so getting a little rough isn't anything new to him.
It's transferable skills, we like to call it. I still need a CID.
Dallas says the customers at Fagan's don't usually give the doorman much trouble, so there's no real need to stir up anything unnecessary.
They're usually very, very good guys, just trying to make an honest living, so nothing wrong with that.
That doesn't mean he isn't well prepared for students trying to slip by with false identification.
Thank you. The number one thing is, if you look at a guy's photo, you can usually tell when it's been cropped out on Photoshop. So there's basically no ear shadow for guys.
It's a good thing Haskins is on top of his game. In 2018, he was part of what Governor Andrew Cuomo said was a record number of fake IDs seized by New York State. That emphasis has contributed to lowering the 5,000 arrests made in 2017 of minors for DWI charges.
You should know now, kind of cracking down on and getting tired of it.
Haskins isn't heroic, but his efforts and others like it have helped reduce one of the leading causes of underage deaths in the state.
Chris Venzon, CitrusTV.
Governor Andrew Cuomo announced earlier this week that New York State seized more than 900 licenses in 2018.
Coming up, scandals in the Commonwealth have hit 3 top officials. CitrusTV analyst Michael Furnari will be in studio to break down the details.
And the crisis in Venezuela continues. Find out the measures taken by the Venezuelan president when we come back.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch. Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver. The one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. and move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV Newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back. It's been a chaotic week in Virginia where the state's governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and Senate majority leader are all facing separate scandals.
Citrus TV correspondent Michael Furnari is here to break it down for us.
Last Friday, photo evidence surfaced of Virginia Governor Ralph Northam in a blackface costume. He was pictured standing next to someone dressed in a Ku Klux Klan robe. After initially accepting responsibility for the incident, Northam has emphatically denied that he is in the photo.
And now that I am not either of the people in that photo, I am asking for the opportunity to earn your forgiveness.
Notwithstanding, Northam has not yet explained why this photo appears on his medical school yearbook page. And in the days that followed, his Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax was accused of sexual assault. Fairfax has denied the allegation, which was alleged to have happened in 2004. His accuser, Dr. Vanessa Tyson, alleges that Fairfax assaulted her in his hotel room at the 2004 Democratic National Convention. And as if that wasn't enough, Virginia Attorney General Mark Herring admitted yesterday that he too had worn blackface to parties during his time in college. And lastly, Virginia Senate Majority Leader Tommy Norment was the editor of a Virginia Military Institute yearbook that contained numerous racist photos and racial slurs. Norment has declined to issue a statement on the revelation. So far, there is no clear indication whether any of the four will step down, despite the intensifying public pressure. Zach and Gilat, back to you.
Thanks, Michael. And new details from Capitol Hill today. President Trump's nominee for Attorney General cleared the Senate Judiciary Committee. The committee voted along party lines to send William Barr to the full Senate floor.
Next week's confirmation vote is expected to be highly partisan. Since Barr's nomination, Democrats have voiced concern over how he would handle the Mueller investigation, citing a memo he wrote to Rod Rosenstein in the summer of 2018.
Barr was George H.W. Bush's Attorney General and faced no opposition during that confirmation.
Democratic New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey have laid out new legislation to combat climate change.
The Green New Deal describes a 10-year plan to replace fossil fuels with renewable and zero-emission energy sources.
The deal also plans to add new jobs to address poverty in the country, which Senator Markey called the resolution the start to a new era of climate change.
Today marks the dawn of a new era of climate action. When we look back today, this will be the moment that we will be able to say that the political tide has turned on the rising seas. We are reclaiming our leadership on the most important issue facing humankind. This is the new climate democracy, of the people, by the people, for the planet.
San Francisco police released new information about unsolved murders from the 1970s. The serial killer known as the Doodler is believed to be behind the killings of 5 gay white men in the Ocean Beach area.
New details include a sketch of the suspect and recordings of a police call. This comes following the Golden State Killer arrest last year.
San Francisco police are offering $100,000 as a reward to anyone who solves the case.
The luxury fashion brand Gucci is apologizing for a sweater many say looks like blackface.
This black turtleneck sweater covers the bottom half of the face with large red lips around the mouth. Gucci has since pulled the item from its physical and online stores.
This is the second retail item to be pulled this week after receiving backlash regarding race. Athletic apparel giant Adidas released a new shoe to celebrate Black History Month, and the shoe is entirely white.
And the latest in Venezuela, where Venezuelan troops are blocking humanitarian aid on the country's western border with Colombia.
Yesterday afternoon, troops moved a fuel tanker and 2 shipping containers onto the Tienditas International Bridge, which connects the two countries.
Colombia and other opposition leaders trying to force Nicolas Maduro from power plan to send a convoy over the bridge and into Venezuela. Now they will either have to move the blockade or find another way in.
Germany is putting pressure on Facebook to change the way it gathers data. Yesterday, Germany's antitrust office declared that Facebook is abusing the data it collects from its users to gain market power.
If Facebook fails to come up with a new data proposal, Germany will impose fines of up to 10% of the social media giant's annual turnover, which is roughly $5.5 billion.
Coming up, Adam Sperling is back with your full weather forecast.
And in some place that's a little warmer than here, find out why one Florida beach is banning some sunscreens that keep your skin safe.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait, why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation? New York.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. Looking outside right now, it's about 47 degrees here in Syracuse. And now for tonight, you're going to see winds starting to pick up as well as some rain overnight. Now looking at our central New York forecast, we're going to be seeing some higher temperatures downstate, Elmira, Binghamton, Ithaca, all right around 50. We're at Syracuse, 47 degrees, Fulton, Rome, 43, 42. Now looking at your planner for tomorrow, we're going to be seeing temperatures start out fairly warm in the morning, going down to about 27 degrees by the late afternoon. And now you can expect some wet streets when you wake up in the morning. It's going to be raining up until about 6 a.m. and it's going to be cloudy all day, so I'm not really looking forward to that. Now, looking at your planner for the Boston College game here at Cuse, it's going to be about 23 degrees throughout the whole game. It's going to be dry when you walk to and from, and you're going to want to layer up because it is going to be very, very cold. Now, taking one look at our 5-day forecast, we're going to be seeing today is really the best day. It's definitely the warmest, and it's a little humid. But starting tomorrow, we're going to be seeing some heavy winds, but it's going to be dry. That's a theme for the week. We're not going to get any snow, and really the rain is going to be staying in the nights rather than during the days. Saturday, we're going to be seeing some afternoon sun, starting at 24 degrees, going down to about 19 degrees. Sunday is really just more of Saturday, but a little bit warmer. And then Monday, we're going to be seeing some sun again, 30 degrees, low of 21 degrees. So it's going to be average but cold but dry week. Zach, Gilat, back to you.
Thank you, Adam. Officials in Key West voted to ban the use of sunscreens that contain chemicals proven harmful to coral reefs. In a 6-to-1 vote, officials banned the sale of sunscreens containing oxybenzone and octinoxate beginning in 2021.
Opposition claimed residents should be able to choose which sunscreen they use. The chemicals, which have been linked to coral bleaching, will be banned in Hawaii in 2021.
Spotify is now investing in podcasts. The streaming company plans to spend upwards of $500 million this year on the emerging podcast marketplace, according to CEO Daniel Ek.
With this move, Spotify plans to compete directly with Apple, who largely dominates the current podcast industry. Spotify recently purchased Gilat Media to kick off their podcast venture.
Coming up in sports, Syracuse women's basketball has a huge game at Louisville tonight. Find out why Coach Q is optimistic about his team's chances, and we get you caught up on a crazy NBA trade deadline day. All that and more right after this short break.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
What are you, superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Welcome back. I'm Tim Leonard with sports. It's one huge night for Syracuse women's basketball. The number 15 Orange are in Louisville to face the second-ranked Cardinals tonight. Cuse is looking for their third straight win. Meanwhile, Louisville is fresh off a massive win over Gino Auriemma in UConn last week. They're led by National Player of the Year candidate Asia Durr. She's averaging just under 21 points per game for them. The Cards enter at 8-1 in conference play, but Coach Q believes his team is ready for the challenge.
So we just understand that we can beat any team in the country, and we don't go into any game thinking differently, and we prepared to think that way. If we wasn't prepared and we didn't prepare our bodies and our team to play in tough games, then we'd be worried. But we're not. We have really prepared in the offseason, prepared early in the non-league schedule to get ready for games like this.
The primetime matchup for Coach Quinn Hillsman's team starts at 7 tonight. As for the Syracuse women's lacrosse team, they're in action tomorrow. Cuse hosts UConn in the Dome at 3 for its season opener. The Orange return a bulk of their starters from last year, including All-ACC first-teamer Emily Harris-Chuck. The junior attack is joined by fellow junior Carrie DeFelice as the two members on the preseason All-ACC team. The coaches project Syracuse to finish 5th in the ACC this year, while UConn is tabbed to finish 3rd in the conference. You can follow Citrus TV Sports on Twitter for live updates of the season opener tomorrow. First draw from the Dome is set for 3. Away from the Hill, it's a busy night in the NHL. The Islanders visit the Devils at 7 tonight. Despite losing 3 of their last 4, New York is still in first place in the Metropolitan Division. They're 2 points ahead of the defending champion Capitals entering tonight. Also at 7, the Sabres host the Hurricanes in a matchup of two teams with very similar records. This is the second time Jeff Skinner will face his old team tonight. This season, Carolina took the first meeting between these two teams down in Raleigh back in mid-January. Some sad news earlier today. MLB legend Frank Robinson passed away at the age of 83. The first ballot Hall of Famer was a pioneer for the game of baseball. On top of being the only player in history to win the American and National League MVP, Robinson was also the first African-American MLB manager. He passed away with his family in his Los Angeles home. Shifting gears, the NBA trade deadline was today and at 3 p.m. and, well, madness ensued. Several blockbuster trades, including former #1 overall pick Markelle Fultz, who has been shipped to Orlando. In return, the Sixers got Jonathan Simmons and a couple draft picks. It was a big deadline for Philly, who added Tobias Harris from the Clippers yesterday. They weren't the only top team in the East to make moves, though. The Raptors acquired star center Marc Gasol from the Grizzlies. 34-year-old former All-Star joins Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry in Toronto now. The rebuilding Grizzlies got Jonas Valanciunas, some role players, and a second-round pick back. As for Mike Conley, the Grizzlies' other star is staying pat in Memphis. Finally, the East leading Bucks added a potential crunch time piece to Nikola Mirotic from the Pelicans. Milwaukee gave up Jason Smith, Stanley Johnson, and 4 second-round picks in the process. The Pelican that everyone was after, though, Anthony Davis, isn't going anywhere, despite multiple rumors that the Lakers, Celtics, and Knicks were trying to acquire the soon-to-be free agent.
All right, so clearly a lot of action today. Can you tell me what are the Knicks up to?
Well, the Knicks are actually planning, according to several reports, to buy out Enes Kanter and Wesley Matthews. Reports indicate that Wesley Matthews will join the Pacers, and that's going to clear up some cap space as they go after Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving next summer.
Tim, you were talking about that big matchup between the women at Louisville. What are your predictions for that game?
Well, Louisville's really tough. Asia Durr is sensational. It's a number 2 team in the country for a reason. It's going to take probably Syracuse's best performance of the season to get the win.
All right, thank you, Tim. We'll be right back.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News Live at 6. Adam Sperling back with us. Now, what should we be wearing tomorrow?
See, it's going to be a little bit deceptive tomorrow morning. It's going to start out about 40 degrees, but by the evening it's going to be about 27 degrees. So you're going to want to layer up, I'd say, so you have a chance to change.
All right, thank you so much, Adam. I will do exactly that. Good news, you'll soon have more options to dress up your text messages. More than 50 new emojis will be available this March.
And that's according to the final list from the Unicode Consortium. Many of these new images focus on inclusion. The new emojis show blind and deaf people, as well as people with wheelchairs and prosthetic limbs.
The update will also give people the ability to select the race and gender for the emojis that have a couple.
All right, so which one of those was your favorite?
Well, I don't know. I think it's cool that now when it's an emoji with 2 people in it, when it's a couple, that you can select emojis of different races. I think that's definitely something really unique. I remember back when they were all like this awkward yellow color, and I was like,
and everyone
no one
looked
really
like they were
exactly
from The
looks
Simpsons.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, see, my 2 favorite emojis have got to be, they had a couple. They have 2 new dog emojis. One of them's actually a guide dog, so I think that's just really awesome.
That's pretty cool, but this is a little embarrassing fact about me. I am really bad at updating my phone. So there was a while where like everybody was able to like change the race of the emojis on their phone, and I was always sending like the same awkward yellow one. But now, I'll make sure to have my phone updated so I could have the new emojis coming out in March.
All right, well, my favorite emoji has got to be this one, which is all the time we have for you left in this show. Be sure to follow Citrus TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more. I'm Zach Lang.
I'm Gilat Melamed. Thanks for watching, and have a great night, Syracuse.